Hey guys, what's up? It's Finch here. Today we're going to be discussing Zamazenta-Crowned in the SSOU metagame. We are currently discussing the potential of retesting Pokemon like Zamazenta-Crowned and Cinderace in SSOU, and recently we had our tiering survey which asked questions on retesting both those Pokemon. A lot of people are already familiar with Cinderace in the metagame, being players of prior metagames or people that enjoyed using it be it in-game or in other formats, as it's one of the poster boys of Generation 8. Be it due to having flashy, cool new moves like Core Change or a very appealing ability that offers great offensive potential such as Libera, Cinderace is something that we have seen many times in this channel and also played with many times on this channel, and I've played with countless times outside of this channel as well. I'm not going to be making a video on Cinderace in part because I don't know if we're going to retest it. I don't know if we're retesting anything yet. I can't be leaking any confidential stuff, but I also believe that Zamazenta-Crowned A is the better Pokemon to retest of the two, B would be better for the metagame, and C also is a Pokemon that we know a lot less about than Cinderace. In fact, I don't think everyone who's watching this video even knew that Zamazenta-Crowned had an ability that boosted its defense by 1, or, for example, knew that it had to hold Rusted Shield. I'm sure that most of you do, but not everyone. I've ran into people in the OU room or in Discord, be it on my Discord server, the OU Discord, who like Zamazenta-Crowned. I didn't even know there was a crown form. What does it do? And this, in fact, is a pretty common stance because Zamazenta-Crowned isn't very good in Ubers. In fact, it isn't very good in general, in my opinion. It's a Pokemon that has a lot of tools and the flashy high base stats, much like Kyurem Black of Generation 5, but it doesn't really have the ability to make those work in practice. So we're going to go over what it can do in the metagame, as well as some potential checks and counters to it, and then my opinion as to if it should be retested, if it should be banned, or what we should do to proceed. So first and foremost, let's go over the Pokemon as a whole. Zamazenta-Crowned is a Pokemon that has pretty damn good bulk, 92 base HP coupled with 145 both defense stats, and Dauntless Shield is an ability that means it gets +1 defense upon entry when it has to be holding the Rusted Shield to be in this form. So it has no item slot, but with +1 defense and 145, it's mammoth bulk. Like, you think Skarmory, you think Physical Defense Tank, you think Slowbro, Physical Defense Hippowdon. Imagine that, but bulkier, without really being invested. I mean, let's just load up a calc here, for example. Zamazenta C, and get that +1 defense here. Let's look at Landorus. Landorus T. A defensive Landorus T. Look at that. That's an Earthquake. That's super effective. Never getting a chance to kill after Stealth Rock, never getting a chance to kill after Spikes. It's never doing 80%, and that's off of 145 base. Oh, let's look at Hippowdon. Hippowdon, which is a pretty bulky wall. You see that? With a little investment, you have a chance to tank 2 of those. With no investment, you're not taking 2/3. You are ridiculously bulky. It should go without saying that Zamazenta-Crowned is a very bulky Pokemon. But what can it do offensively? Can it break? Will it just sit there? It doesn't have any recovery, so it's not really a wall per se. It takes a lot of things super effectively. I mean, look, in the OU metagame, you're taking things like flamethrowers and flare blitzes and overheats and whatnot, fire moves, fighting moves super effectively. You're taking ground moves like Earthquake super effectively. You're not going to be resistant, despite being steel type, to things like fairy type attacks as well, which are very common. And flying type attacks as well. However, you do have some clutch resistances. You're resistant to dark, very common. You're able to be immune to poison, which helps a lot. Resistant to other moves as well. U-turn, you're able to resist. Dragon attacks, you can resist. Steel type attacks, you can absolutely resist. Grass type attacks, etc., and so on. So you're kind of like, wow, Zamazenta-Crowned, very bulky with a good defensive typing, but some weaknesses, some vulnerabilities. So you can break past it, especially seeing as it lacks any recovery aside from rest, which, okay, perhaps viable, but rest definitely is going to diminish its offensive ability. It's going to make it more passive, so there's that too. So what can it do offensively? You're going to get free turns with it, given how bulky it is, and you're going to be able to outrun stuff, given that it has 128 base speed, giving it 390, which is mammoth, but again, it's a legendary, it's a box type Pokemon. It's really OP stat-wise, as you see. But what can it do with that? Well, 130 attack with no item in OU is just barely above average, quite frankly. So you have 2 stabs, Close Combat and Behemoth Blast, it's great, but that combination isn't going to cut the deal versus, say, Slowbro or Toxapex or Zapdos, perhaps even Slowking. It will even struggle against Landorus T as well. Now, it does have coverage. Wild Charge lets you do some damage, but you're never too killing physically defensive Toxapex, and you're never too killing physically defensive Slowbro. And without Ice Fang, you're never going to be able to break through Landorus T without multiple Swords Dances. And Zamazenta-C is really good at maybe 1v1ing things. You get a Swords Dance, and then you end up, if you don't get burnt by Toxapex, you could 1v1 it with Wild Charge, but it feels like it's going to be losing a lot of health between Rocky Helmet and multiple Wild Charges, and the fact Scald can burn, and all of a sudden, you're kind of minimized. You're not really doing much more than getting 1 kill a game with Zamazenta-C, if you're lucky. That, coupled with the fact that there are also things like Landorus T that you see very often in the tier. That, this set, Behemoth Blast, for those who don't know, is just a 100 base power steel move. It's not going to be enough. You don't have any super effective coverage to it, except for Ice Fang. But if you're on Ice Fang, you gotta drop Howl, which, by the way, Howl only raises your attack by +1, not +2. So you'd need 2 free turns to really be sure to break through Slowbro or Toxapex as well, which makes it even more sticky. I probably should have led with that, admittedly. Sorry if that was a bit decepting, but yeah, I guess you're kind of forced to 50-50s because Wild Charge and the Wild Charge can do a lot, but if it's a max physical defensive Toxapex, you live +1 Wild Charge into regular Wild Charge all the time. All in all, there are going to be some Pokemon that are easily going to keep this in check, in my opinion. Things like Toxapex, Slowbro, Landorus T, despite the other options, despite the Ice Fang option for Landorus T, despite the Psychic Fang option for Pex, but then you miss out on Bro. Rest and Substitute are more luxury option than anything else, just because its move pool is very shallow. So again, look at all these Pokemon that are solid no metagame, at least 5 of them in the Aegislash, that can arguably check it. Again, Pex, it's not going to be broken down by the Howl set, and no real other way of breaking through it. Psychic Fang may be able to help a little bit, but you're doing less damage, and while you're not taking a recoil, it's bad against other things as well. Slowbro, Slowking, etc. Slowbro is able to live things as well, and honestly, it can Scald back, a burn would be clutch. You can teleport out to a Revenge Killer. Yes, it's still possible to Revenge Kill it, so yeah. Want more? Okay. Landorus T can Revenge Kill it with the Scarf set, or tank it with the defensive set, depending on how you want to approach it. And if it's not Ice Fang, again, if it's not Ice Fang, it can run Ice Fang, then it's going to be a huge problem. Moreover, if you will, it's kind of hard for it to break through things like Zapdos. Ice Fang can do some damage, but even at +1, it's barely to a killing if you're lucky, and it's susceptible to status from static as well, and that gets dicey too. Okay, Volcarona with Roost, it's just going to outright wall it too. You don't have any way to hit it. Both stabs are resistant, and Aegislash completely blanks it. So, all in all, you're like, wait a minute. I have this Pokemon that's like box caliber good, like on the front of the game, that dog, that big, scary legendary, but it doesn't actually seem that good in practice. Now, this is all theoretical so far. We don't know for sure how it will do. Perhaps the metagame will not adjust to it very well and it'll completely dominate. Or perhaps it'll flop and fall to UU. I don't know. I don't have all the answers, but what can I say? I can say that, in theory, on paper, to me, I think Zamazenta-C is worthy of retest. To me, I think it can be contained. To me, it lacks the moves. It doesn't have, either ideal coverage or strong enough Steel Stab or maybe enough a boosting item capability or something like Swords Dance to really put it over the top. It lacks all those things, and because of that, I think Zamazenta-C should be retested, no you, and I'll personally be lobbying for that. So I know it's kind of a controversial take. I know that a lot of people maybe would prefer seeing the metagame stay as is, or maybe suspect from within. That's completely fine. I'm still reading through every single survey response I can, but I can say, rest assured, that I'm doing this my due diligence here, and I'm just giving you guys my honest opinion, being transparent as I can. So yeah, let me know your thoughts down below. Do you think Zamazenta-C should be retested or not? Do you believe that anything else should be retested or suspect in the metagame? Why or why not? Let me know down below. In addition to that, do you guys enjoy videos like these where I go over Pokemon like this in the context of their metagame, go over checks and counters, all the viable stats, and say if I think they're good or bad, broken or not broken, etc.? If you want to see more of these, let me know down in the comments below as well. I threw this one together today. Admittedly, this isn't a very high effort video. The production value is low. The time I put into preparing, maybe 10-15 minutes. So nothing over the top there. I had a really busy day today. The first day of work back for the week, and also the NCAA championship game and baseball round. So I was just like, I'm going to kind of be lazy, but halftime in the basketball game, figured why not kick back, do some YouTube stuff, get me a nice Tuesday video. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, but nothing crazy here. Just want to give you guys my honest thoughts, and maybe we'll see where the tier's going. All right, guys. Hope you all have a great day. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you so much. And comment question. Why not? What is your favorite Pokemon using OU and your least favorite Pokemon using OU? Okay, go. Bye.